we need to talk about Captain Ibrahim Traoré, the current leader of Burkina Faso. His story is complex, far more than simple labels like hero or dictator can capture. Our goal here is to analyze his rise and rule with a nuanced perspective, looking beyond the headlines. Burkina Faso has been in a state of turmoil. The nation experienced 2 military coups in 2022 alone. Traoré emerged from this chaos, seizing power in September 2022. The primary trigger for this instability was a relentless jihadist insurgency. This conflict had plunged the country into crisis, claiming control over nearly half of the national territory. The previous government struggled to contain the violence. Traoré, a young army captain, positioned himself as a champion for the disillusioned youth. He consciously echoed the revolutionary legacy of Thomas Sankara, a revered figure in Burkinabe history. Initially, he promised a swift return to civilian rule, with elections planned for 2024. However, a subsequent national forum dramatically altered this timeline. It extended military rule by 5 years, pushing potential elections back significantly. This decision immediately raised questions. Was this a necessary move to stabilize a collapsing state, or was it a calculated power grab by the new regime? Let's examine Traoré's actions since taking power. It's crucial to separate verifiable facts from speculation and propaganda. He has certainly taken bold steps, particularly in the economic sphere. One significant move is the effort to nationalize gold refining. Burkina Faso is a major gold producer, but much of the wealth historically left the country. A new state-owned refinery is being built with a capacity of 150 tons per year. The aim is clear: reduce smuggling and ensure more gold profits benefit the nation directly. In 2024, a ban on the export of raw gold was implemented. This measure is intended to end the leakage of national wealth through unprocessed exports. Traoré's government has also secured greater state stakes in mining operations. For instance, they negotiated a 15% equity share in the operations of Nord Gold, a major player. This increases the state's direct benefit from resource extraction. Beyond mining, there's been support for local industries. Initiatives include boosting tomato processing plants and textile mills. Reforms in the cotton sector, another key export, are also underway. On a personal level, Traoré has maintained a remarkably modest public image. Reports indicate he takes a salary of only around $700 to $1,000 per month. He publicly rejected a proposed salary increase, reinforcing his image as a leader not motivated by personal wealth. Furthermore, his government has notably rejected loans from the International Monetary Fund. This stance is framed as resisting external debt traps and maintaining economic sovereignty. These actions resonate strongly with a population wary of foreign economic influence. However, there are significant areas of concern regarding human rights and governance under Traoré. Independent watchdogs have reported disturbing incidents. There are credible accounts of civilian massacres occurring during anti-terror operations conducted by state forces. I just need to input that England, USA, and other powerful countries does similar things, such as if you say anything against Israel, it is anti-Semitic. Think about it. I believe all centered around economical and social gains. The volunteer forces, known as VDPs, armed and supported by the military, have also been implicated in ethnic killings. These attacks disproportionately target the Fulani community, per Western media often wrongly accused of collaborating with jihadists. This fuels dangerous intercommunal tensions. The regime has also implemented a clear crackdown on dissent. Freedom of expression and assembly have been curtailed. Press bans and social media blackouts have been implemented during sensitive periods. I would like to add all per Western media. I can't see any news or images regarding genocide in Gaza in US media, but I can see all these terrible doings about this small country of 22 millions of people. Is it truth or BS information? We will see. My mission is all about the truth and honesty. Reports of journalist detentions have surfaced, raising alarms about media freedom. The independence of the judiciary appears to have been weakened, particularly under the state of emergency laws enacted to combat the insurgency. These actions point towards an increasingly authoritarian style of governance. This brings us to a critical question: who truly benefits from Traoré's reforms? Are these initiatives genuinely aimed at uplifting the Burkinabe people, or do they primarily serve a new political and military elite? The gold nationalization and factory building initiatives certainly have the potential to build communal wealth. If successful, they could create jobs and keep more value within the country. However, the potential for corruption within state-owned enterprises is a common issue across Africa and around the world. It remains a risk here. State control doesn't automatically guarantee equitable distribution of wealth. That said, there is an absence of credible evidence suggesting Traoré himself is personally enriching himself. His publicly known modest spending habits and salary rejection seem to contradict the idea of personal looting. While state enterprises might be vulnerable to corruption, there's no hard evidence linking it directly to Traoré for personal gain. Western critics, however, point to the lack of transparency in government dealings as a major red flag. The highly centralized control exercised by the military regime raises concerns about accountability. Without robust oversight, the risk of resources being diverted or mismanaged increases. Yet same critics didn't have any flags for decades regarding French companies stealing their national resources. Despite these concerns about transparency and centralization, there remains an absence of concrete, hard evidence of personal theft or profiteering directly by Captain Traoré. This distinguishes him, at least for now, from many leaders accused of corruption. The situation in Burkina Faso cannot be understood without considering the influence of foreign powers. France, the former colonial power, has historically maintained a significant presence. Traoré's government notably expelled French military forces in 2023. This expulsion marked a decisive break from the traditional security partnership. Following this, Burkina Faso has visibly turned towards new international partners, particularly Russia and Turkey, for defense and investment. This geopolitical shift has been widely reported. Often this pivot is framed negatively by Western media outlets. Narratives frequently suggest Russian manipulation or interference as the primary driver. This framing tends to overlook internal dynamics and popular sentiment within Burkina Faso. It's important to note the significant grassroots support for this new alignment. Rallies in Burkinabe cities have shown public enthusiasm for severing ties with France and exploring new partnerships. This suggests the shift is not solely an elite decision, but resonates with popular anti-French sentiment. One could argue that critics focusing solely on Russian manipulation might be inadvertently or intentionally defending foreign interests. By emphasizing external influence, they potentially downplay the legitimate grievances and desires for sovereignty held by the Burkinabe people. So, what is the final verdict on Ibrahim Traore? It's clear there are no easy answers. He is neither a clear-cut, flawless hero nor a simple, hidden dictator. He is a young nationalist leader operating under immense pressure. He is navigating a state that was on the brink of collapse due to a brutal insurgency. He is also contending with complex global power dynamics and the legacy of foreign intervention. His economic reforms appear genuinely aimed at achieving greater national sovereignty and building communal wealth. However, the authoritarian tendencies displayed by his regime raise legitimate and serious concerns about human rights and democratic freedoms. The crackdown on dissent cannot be ignored. These two aspects of his rule exist in tension. It's also crucial to recognize that Western narratives about leaders like Traoré often mask their own geopolitical and economic agendas. Are they different than Western leaders? Focusing solely on human rights concerns without acknowledging the context of instability or the desire for sovereignty can be misleading. Let's talk about human rights. I believe healthcare, education, and equality are my most important human rights. If a country offers a free healthcare, I am for it. Ultimately, judgment must be based on verifiable facts, not on fear-mongering or the defense of foreign interests. It is imperative to prioritize understanding the complexities of the situation, and most importantly, to listen to the voices and perspectives of the Burkinabe people themselves. Their experiences and desires should be at the center of any analysis. If you found this analysis thought-provoking and valuable, please consider supporting our channel. We strive to bring you honest storytelling and uncover the truths that lie beyond simple headlines and biased narratives. Liking this video, sharing it with others, and subscribing to our channel, The Turkish Odyssey, helps us immensely. Your support allows us to continue this work and keep truth at the center of global conversations about complex issues like the situation in Burkina Faso. Thank you for watching. Peace on earth.